Answer the call real quick. Wifey called. Salute, 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 salute. And of course, if you want to see this full episode, make sure y'all go to the Anchor.fm app, check out the full episode, and we'll go from there. You know what I mean? First of the battle series where the Warriors gather. I'm gonna do an episode on my pod on Facebook Friday. I'm gonna do an episode on my pod on Facebook Friday. I had that episode recorded on Anchor as well. With my opponent, Metcalf the God. Salute the brother. We put on one of the better battles in the Carolinas. You know what I mean? One of the better battles in the Carolinas. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? A war for the books. No crowd. We was just outside with it. The event that we were booked for crumbled. I said, nah, nigga, we gonna battle today. Fuck all that. Ain't no rescheduling. So I used my iPhone. We set it up. We mounted it. We filmed it. Put a little edit. You know what I mean? Gave it that gritty feeling. And it was a high-level conversation. A lot of metaphysical God body information was traded back and forth with the bars. It was a very good battle. But speaking of battle rap, your URL and RBE, it's been a lot of back and forth and turmoil between these two leagues. If only they'd come together, right? The amazing level of battle we'd have. The URL doesn't want to work with other leagues. The URL has a litany of artists under its roster, an incredible amount of artists under its roster. But let's chop this fable. Originally, URL RBE was just more of a Cold War. Oftentimes URL artists call it the KFC League, or that league is bottom tier, and what did Tay Rock say, that y'all don't get nowhere near as much money as URL gets paid. Because I'm gonna keep it 1,000. When it comes to the URL, let's be clear here. The URL wants to monopolize. The URL, and every business wants to. They want to monopolize their lane and profit. So when they created the app was genius in some respects, because for established artists, there's a level of exclusivity to their content. You feel what I'm saying? So some people whose main issue with the app is saying that the battles aren't dropping on YouTube. I don't think that's inherently a problem for the URL, because they're not getting the money they were getting for YouTube monetization. Just to be real, they're losing money on YouTube. So when they went to the app, that was, for business purposes, pretty smart. That was a pretty logical decision for niggas to make that jump to an app exclusivity. I think that was genius. And I think that benefits the established and begrudging names in the URL roster. I think some people's issue is that, number one, with the app, whole events won't even drop on the app. You'll be waiting months for it to drop on the app. Nothing drops on YouTube. And due to the fact that the app is a limited target audience for the newer artists, the names that are being established, on the app, and those who follow the app, they're fucking with it, hard body. But the general battle rap fan don't know none of these niggas. Don't know who these niggas are. A nigga was just quoting Easy to Block Captain bars going viral. And no one even know Easy said it, because the battle dropped on a fucking app. But the general audience of battle rap's on YouTube. We watch other battle leagues and stuff like that, but nigga, we watched the URL. When the URL of YouTube, just to be real, a lot of the battle audience stopped watching battles like that. Salute to RBE, and you have people saying that RBE stepping in the plate. They're dropping on YouTube. They're getting that general audience of niggas who will check out a battle and type in battle rap. It'll be RBE that pops up first. It'll be an RBE battle. So I think people's only real issue with the app is just the fact that for a lot of these newer artists, it doesn't really do them any good. And for the lower tier names, only having drops on YouTube, having great performances, we don't see that shit. So as far as we're concerned, if you were getting your ass kicked and then went on a 5 winning streak on the app, what difference does it make? Because no one saw those battles. As far as we're concerned, it didn't happen. That's K-Shine's problem, is that the one battle you dropped on YouTube was him versus Hollow, but you didn't drop his real sick performance, his chess performance. A lot of his performances didn't drop on for a public fandom and for huge artists who have large audiences like that who would generate that traffic to get newer fans to the app. I feel that's business wise, that's detrimental in the long run because that audience that loves the URL is always gonna love the URL. But to those new audience members, nigga, respectfully, I'm not buying an app for $8 to watch a bunch of battles from niggas I don't know. Because at that point, I might as well just watch battles on YouTube. There are great battle leagues on YouTube. Gates of the Garden drops on YouTube. iBattle drops on YouTube every now and then. They have an app as well, but they do YouTube drops as well for battles. If you keep it at 1,000, they'll keep it on YouTube. If not, they'll take it down. A lot of these leagues are dropping. TBL and East Coast, and a lot of these leagues are dropping. Artists are being built up on these other leagues with an established audience on YouTube. I think the bigger problem with the URL and RBE thing is that URL has done backhanded tactics for years. We're not going to act like there hasn't been numerous controversies of the URL blocking artists from taking battles, paying people specifically not to battle there. And on one hand, it's business. Business is ruthless. But there's another thing where you go out your way to sabotage business. Me personally, I think the lawsuit that the URL filed against the RBE is whole shit, 150% whole shit, because they didn't violate your contract. Daylight did, but you're not suing Daylight. And I find that very weird that you're not suing the artist who violated your contract, but you're trying to punish RBE for booking the battle, not the artist who violated his contract. I don't know. I don't know who's their legal advisor about that, but you know, they can. The years of basically interference, malicious interference with someone else's business is illegal as a company. And URL, whether we want to admit this or not, they have destroyed leagues before. Like, we remember guerrilla warfare. Old fans remember how guerrilla warfare was done. They were destroyed by the URL. And I feel like artists from both respective camps should shut the fuck up. Heard Tay Rock, saying, "Oh, there ain't no way y'all making money over there. I'm making a big check just off my caffeine show." And Rock, that's dope, but nigga, there's only one Tay Rock in Battle Rap. There's only one Tay Rock in Battle Rap. There's only one. There's only one T Rex, or there's only one DNA. There's only a few goods. You know what I mean? You guys are established artists. You guys are as mainstream as battle rap art can get. You guys being able to benefit from an exclusivity of an app because you guys already have a fan base is hilarious, for one. For two, let's be honest, in 1,000, a lot of y'all promotion still comes from YouTube. Y'all still have clips and highlights on YouTube that people can go and see. Yo, Tay Rock's that nigga, DNA's that nigga, Goods is that nigga, Rex is that nigga. Ain't going out, shit. But a lot of y'all have established fan bases. A lot of y'all have an established core audience who's gonna follow everything that you do because you, as a star, generate that level of traffic. But to the new guy on the app, bro, I'm gonna keep it a band with you. When I buy the app, man, nigga, ain't no battles I want to see on the app. It's a bunch of new niggas, and then I go to them, they're just copycats of you niggas, or they're just not that fucking good. I can just go to another league. There's other leagues out here producing good battles, great battles. Battle rap's at a point now that once the URL left YouTube, you gave the window for just other artists to get a level of attention, a level of notoriety, shine, that they may have not gotten anywhere else. You know what I mean? And with respect, and I feel this wholeheartedly, I just feel a lot of these artists who are jumping out the woodwork to defend both URL and RBE may need to shut the fuck up. if you don't have a stock in a company, if you don't have any type of stock in a company, and you're letting two business owners argue, number one, let's just be 1,000. The URL has been doing backhanded shit for years, moving days to the same day when RBE announced events for years. Like we're not gonna act like that the pettiness hasn't been done. Like there hasn't been like this quiet cold war from the URL and RBE for years. It has been. And not only has it been, but it's been disingenuous when people act like there's no issue and there's no problem when there's clearly a motherfucking problem. I think that's the thing that people don't respect more than anything. Don't hide the hand when you're doing petty ass shit. Just do petty ass shit and just stand on that shit. Yeah, we don't fuck with you niggas. But whether it be Henny Man saying that's not accurate or taking the side of the URL on a constant basis, y'all have to put your bias to the side and see it from one business owner to another. ARP doesn't have a bunch of sponsors coming to bring his events together. That means he has a couple business partners and his own personal income that he uses to fund these events. I don't think we should talk about who isn't making money or who isn't getting paid over there when, if you want to be 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. ARP didn't need a sponsor to get Murder Mook. Just saying. The URL said for years that they don't feel some of these people are worth it. They don't have the capital to pay those people directly. And that's smart business to not use your own money. But why are we trying to compare pockets to someone who uses their own money? What did Dame Dash say? Y'all niggas don't be bosses because y'all just be controlling another nigga money. You're still a worker. You're just a more privileged worker. You're a CEO of another man's money. You're not a boss. A boss uses his own money. It'll be like the throw around boss talk and KFC. And honestly, I always thought that calling somebody KFC, which is still a $100 million company, for one, the fact that KFC's food, I know we're not saying the URL is McDonald's because if you want to be honest, does McDonald's have better food than KFC? I get that $5 box and have a whole meal. Nigga, for $5, I'm eating meat that may not be beef, chicken that may not be chicken, and greasy ass fries that don't really get salted like that. Do we want to call the URL McDonald's? Maybe we should find another restaurant to name themselves? Because I think a lot of people would go to KFC over McDonald's if they could. McDonald's is cheaper. And that's the irony that a lot of artists, I mean, Surf has even said this before, like a lot of these artists, if you in that Sprinter van, you ain't getting paid no money. You ain't getting paid shit. You're getting a couple $100s and you getting sent on your way. How many motherfuckers do you think are really making the 60,000 off their one show like Tay Rock is? Mind you, it was just a few years ago where Tay Rock was on Twitter talking to some man he might need to fuck around and get him a job because, man, this battle shit ain't cutting it. So that mean that money just started flowing in. So you've been hurting for a while. And after 12 years, you making a bag. That's good. You deserve a bag. You helped build a company, put on classics, consistent classes, battle these no-name ass niggas that you shouldn't be fucking battling if you want to be 1,000. Nigga, Tay Rock shouldn't step out unless it's like a special occasion. You're doing niggas favors and giving niggas credibility to get 2 1s on you. That shouldn't even the snake. You shouldn't have never battled the Snake Eyes. But you need that bread. You want that payday. You taking on these battles. Like I'm not no fool. You wanted to be champion of the year. That's why you was taking these new niggas. Tay Rock don't need to worry about being champion of the year. He's a big name. He's an icon. Show Off responded, and he said, "You don't know what people making money, how they're doing." Very metered and mature response. But even with you, man, it's still gonna be biased because the ARP's man. You the shooter, and the URL's argument is that a lot of the stars over there, RBE, started the URL. Maybe so, but this is the thing with free enterprise. If I'm a worker and I'm working in a company and I don't like how this company treats me and I go to another company that treats me better, you don't get to keep saying after 10 years that I built you up when some of my bigger looks aren't over there, they're over here. Whether we want to admit it or not, you can say that some PGs that respectively you weren't pushing forward. Rosenberg Raw, he battled Big K, clean paper, 2 good battles. He battled Real Deal, and then he went to RBE and got big names. Big K lost on URL against Rosenberg Raw. He had 2 good battles. Then after that, he went on a tear on other leagues, King of the Dot And then RBE, they pay that check. They respect his brand. He built his name. He became one of the bigger names in battle rap. And when Big K came to battle T Top, you know what I mean? He said, I ain't fucking with y'all over there. He ain't like how that situation was. Because niggas say they don't like Big K and you're an asshole, so no one likes you. That doesn't fucking matter about battle rap. I don't need to be your fucking friend for me to give you credit for your bars and all that whatnot. That's the fucking problem. So if he decided to say I ain't fucking with y'all no more, I'm gonna go to ARP. Y'all don't keep saying that, oh yeah, I built that star up and the URL built this nigga and he wouldn't be that if it wasn't for me. That's not fucking true, because if he's talented, he'd have still got that look regardless. That's all I'm saying. Like, we can't keep doing backhanded, oh man, I built these niggas up and if it wasn't for us, these niggas wouldn't be here. But when you look at RBE's defense, you've been trying to sabotage niggas for years. So when ARP says that MBS was offered to pay you to not cover an artist, y'all have done this before. That's just the bottom line. Like, y'all have done this type of shit before. So if niggas look at it and instantly are like, hey, URL, niggas are saying that you paying artists to not speak on your league, or you paying blogs not speak on your league. I mean, you had an issue with Vodaflies and numerous other bloggers have come out to say that y'all had these issues too. But there are bloggers who aren't going to say anything because the URL shows them favor. And if y'all aren't going to speak on the level of biasness and say that the URL never did this, I mean, you have Tony Bro and Black Compass Media going out their way to try to defend a company that, unless they're paying you or own you, y'all need to sit back and be media. But media is not being media in battle rap. Media is being friends with niggas. And that's the bigger problem. Media is being friends with niggas. And I don't respect how media is controlling this event. It needs to be unbiased. You know, there's just no respect shown from these artists. Because the way media is covering the entire incident is biased. There's no reason why artists should be going back and forth with each other and sending shots if no one's going to battle. Let's be 100. Who's saying, oh, URL ain't worried about RBE and this, that, and third. Why the URL filing a lawsuit against RBE and not the artist who broke their contract? Because RBE didn't violate your contract, Daylight did. And Daylight suffered no immunity from that. In fact, he got to battle Tay-Rock after that. So why is Daylight not being sued? He knowingly breached your contract to battle King Los. Why isn't he being sued? Why is Daylight not being reprimanded for him violating your contract? Why is it when K-Shine shows up to a battle that he was contracted to do, Jack Boy can say whatever he wants to say, oh, I had a seizure and just then and third. Understand something. If I'm the nigga that showed up to battle and my opponent had a seizure, God bless you, I wish you the best. That has nothing to fucking do with the fact that I was already scheduled to battle and I came and you weren't. I need my money, the money you paid me. I obligated my obligation to the contract. I obligated my agreement to show up with 3 rounds ready to perform. It's not a, oh, your opponent's not ready, so you're still on contract. No, that contract is void. Let them leave. And then when it's like, you guys are going behind the scenes to hit up other leagues that, oh, we're going to have legal action against you if you book him. That's fucking crazy. And you're trying to do that because you have the money to destroy other local upcoming leagues. That's madness. So you may have some leagues you're cool with, but you're telling people you're still under contract with K-Shine and won't book him and those down in third. That's goofy ass shit. Oh, it's just business and then business in the third. Yeah, but business is already fucked up For one, if an artist showed up to perform, and when they come to perform, the other artist magically gets the easy pass, regardless of his medical condition, and I know lupus is a real thing, so I'm fully understanding that Jap Boy probably is going through it. He wasn't able to rap that day. And that's understandable, bro. Get your health right before anything else. But that has nothing to do with K-Shine. Now, K-Shine making, remarks that he was faking it or not, that's a little out of line. But that has nothing to do with the business being done wrong. Business is being done wrong. Beasley likes to play Suge Knight games. Behind the scenes, a terror. But I can't all the way blame the URL because a lot of these artists need that money. No one's being forced to do these things. Like, look at Mac Myron. He has a 3-year contract. But when are those 3 battles going to happen? When are they going to happen? Bro, get that money, bro. Even with clean paper, get that money. But your first battle in your contract, you battle Ace Amin, it don't go well for you. So if that goes out there and we're talking about how you choked and you had pause-worthy bars and you got smoked on an app, and we don't see you for some years. I think about it like this. Clean paper just battled Geechee Gotti. Had a great performance against him as well. Why are we having exclusivity contracts when you had a stock booster like Geechee Gotti? Clean was supposed to, but this is on the artist, it's not on URL. Like, a lot of the artists' bigger problem is y'all have too much faith in companies versus opportunities for yourselves. Like, right now, if I go to the URL as a battler, and I'm just a pretty good battler, I'm not a star, I'm not recognizable, I can be as fire as I want to be. I'm on the app, I'm doing my numbers. The larger battle rap community doesn't know who the fuck I am. Like, when Foots and Solar Flare or whoever DNA, that white dude he co-signed, went up there to rap to some event, the main thing was, but neither was impressed. In Charlotte, we just gave it to Solar Flare because they had better energy. But salute to Sun, but we don't know these niggas. URL put the billboard for niggas that we're never going to see their battle on YouTube. We don't know these niggas. We don't know who these guys are. We don't know these niggas. The app benefits the artist who has the established name. Like, if RBE did an app right now, salute to the new bricks they're bringing on, Zay from Charlotte, salute to Zay, the Cautions, the Pains and whatnot. They're not going to keep the traffic coming to a fucking RBE card. They're not going to keep that traffic coming to an RBE card. App, excuse me. They're not the big enough names. They're names. Good battle to the views, but they're not the big enough names. The names that are going to really generate that traffic to the RBEs are the Rosenberg Rawls, the Big K's, the show-offs. They're the ones that generate that traffic, and that does benefits to them because that exclusivity and that constant traffic control benefits the bigger artists who require a certain amount of money to pop up on stage. The issue is everyone's not getting paid like that. Everyone doesn't have the leverage to demand amount of money. None of them was just crying about not getting paid as he's supposed to. And you know what happened? All they did is probably offer that nigga $500 more. He's like, I just want to take care of my kids and whatnot. So every rapper's not getting these $60,000 caffeine shows, Tay-Rock. You may get that money. You may be getting that bread. Same thing in RBE. Hitman Holla gets his price wholeheartedly, and he was getting criticized by URL niggas for years, like, why you battle over there and this, that, and third. It's because they have the money to pay the nigga. Hitman's on TV. Like, wow, only URL niggas feel that taking a pay cut because of another company's misfortune has anything to do with their personal brand. That don't have shit to do with me. Like, right now, I draw comic books, my nigga, and I make good money. I'm working for a company. I'm boosting my stock and all that whatnot. One day, the company say, hey, we can't pay you as much, but we want you to stay here. But another company offers me my price. Guess where the fuck I'm going? My loyalty is to who can benefit me. We're creatives, and these companies are going to use your talent to make their money. And you have artists who are trying to have stakes and defend one company over the other, when at the end of the day, you're going to stay wherever benefits you. Av was just trying to bring his ass over here to RBE more than once. And even when he said the URL is just business, and he does an interview, it's just business. At the end of the day, it's just business. I'm just disagreeing with business. Yeah, it's just business, and that's the problem. They're not your fucking friends. They don't give a shit about you. You niggas are assets. But why can't Av go to another league and get shaken? He said niggas were mad at him because he went to Chrome 23, but when do we see Av booked against anybody? When do we see him? They just have him battling fucking True Foe. Respectfully, that's a disrespect to Av name. Didn't he 30 Arsenal? One of the biggest names in battle rap? Why can't he go to another league and just get the names that he deserves? Like him and Big K will probably never happen, or probably never lock in and go down, because at the end of the day, y'all have to talk to the rapper's leverage. Like when A Wood was saying that going to URL, why would he go there and have to go through crucibles and all that when he's already an established name? He already gets great views when a lot of the other guys can't do that on their own. Oh, well, you got to come and compete here where it counts. Yeah, where it counts, but no one knows you niggas. No one knows you niggas. If you drop a lot of these niggas right now and they start going out here to do battles on regular leagues, they're not getting the same views that they're getting on URL. The brand makes that money off newer artists because they have the audience to be able to push newer artists. But the newer artist doesn't have that level of leverage or traffic control to go outside of these main two powerful entities and generate their own views. So why would somebody with a larger audience, fan base, more recognizable name in the larger battle rap community stoop down, take a pay cut, and have to sign an exclusivity deal to where they can't battle anywhere else? It's fucking ridiculous. So I can't be mad at the URL business model because, if you agree to their business model, you agree to it. As we're grown adults, we're all old enough to understand that life has consequences and you have to make your own choices. So if you're here living thinking that you can just do whatever the fuck you feel like and not have to have a level of loyalty to a business if they so choose to enforce that, then respectfully, you're an idiot. But as far as the URL and RBE is concerned, artists need to mind their fucking business. They need to understand that the only loyalty that you guys should have as far as this business is concerned is to yourselves. But the URL and RBE thing is stupid. URL has been doing shadow-like tactics for years, trying to sabotage numerous leagues and events. So let's not get carried away and start thinking that, there's like someone with a moral high ground here. It's not. At the end of the day, ALP has every right to express his frustration publicly. You niggas are taking him to court. Taking him to court and still actively shadow banning and interfering with business. I'm just saying. Y'all gotta chill. Y'all gotta chill with that. So those are my thoughts on RBE versus URL. At the end of the day, for newer, up and coming names trying to establish themselves in battle rap, to be honest, bro, y'all need to just shut the fuck up. A lot of y'all probably need to get out here on YouTube and get y'all names up and then go to URL with a level of leverage where you can negotiate something. Because if you can negotiate, if you have the leverage to negotiate. A lot of y'all don't have the leverage to negotiate, so y'all take these whole deals. With your whole deals. And now y'all aren't allowed to do anything because, respectfully, a lot of you niggas are sons. Like, Show Off at the battle in Charlotte this month. I don't think ARP told him not to. These niggas can go battle other places for real. Some people who left URL, whether you see the J2s, they don't, deal with the URL anymore after 3 or 4 battles because they wanted to chase bigger opportunities. And he went to Bags and Bodies, and now look at him. He's in the state. J2's a bigger name than a lot of these new niggas they're trying to put on. Much as niggas don't like him. I don't got no issue with him, but it is what it is. Niggas pick and choose what they like to entertain in this culture. So, at the end of the day, if you put on good battles, you put on good battles, which is all that fucking matters. But at the end of the day, it's motherfucking Nerd Rap Podcast. This episode will be available on Spotify, all streaming platforms, Apple Podcasts, anything where a podcast can be streamed. Check it out. 1.